Hey guys, it's Rob Adams for Shutter Mag, and there's no doubt that over the last 9 months we've all had to pivot our businesses. We've all had to do something in order to stay afloat, stay alive, try to thrive through all of this pandemic stuff, and then obviously be ready for when the big influx of jobs comes for next year in 2021. So my article was all about how to pivot your business so you are in a position to actually do well and actually earn a living through all of this. And yes, there's a lot of government assistance, and there's been some programs to help small businesses, and that's all great. I want to talk about a couple of ways that I've been able to pivot my business in order to stimulate new clients and new business during COVID-19. So the first thing I did, and in my article I talk about how I had this conversation with somebody a few years back talking about how I thought the wedding business was kind of impervious to economic downturn, but I was completely wrong because COVID-19 brought about an economic downturn that obviously affected this industry vastly. So as a wedding videographer, I had to figure out new things. So one of the first things I did was I talked to wedding planners and coordinators and venues that I've had relationships with and talked to them about virtual conferencing and things they might have been doing online that they would need live streaming for. And I've got a vast live streaming background and broadcasts, and I had my video podcast for a long time. So I kind of knew the live to web space, and I leveraged that by incorporating that into my offerings. And I just reached out to some planners, and I got a few hits back, and we ended up streaming a whole live conference for a company that was having a virtual Zoom meeting to like 600 attendees, and we ended up handling the live studio aspect of that as well as broadcasting to the whole stream. We also took on micro weddings. I immediately put together micro wedding packages. You'll see that in the article, where we structured some smaller offerings just to give brides a more affordable option to have a smaller wedding package, a smaller film, shorter film, keeping my labor and all of my expenses low. So we immediately booked a few of those, and I had 13 jobs move from 2020 to 2021, and this helped to offset some of that loss. In addition to that, I was able to take some of those micro weddings who are still having weddings and events next year and actually double dip, so to speak. So we were able to shoot their micro wedding this year, and then they're still going to have an event next year for which we're going to provide service. So that was one way we were able to pivot through this whole thing. We also went out and sought new commercial business. So I just hit the marketing pavement, and yes, a lot of companies are not spending money on marketing through pandemic, but I did find a few that had some needs for some product videos and some startups. So we just leveraged those and really got out there and sold, and ended up doing some commercial corporate projects during this time. So that was a big add. On the live streaming front, though, we really pressed that for weddings, and I incorporated that into my micro wedding packages, as well as offered live streaming as a standalone service. And I knew that I didn't want to shoot the wedding myself creatively and try to handle a live stream. So I found somebody who was great at live streaming and just had all the equipment that I could outsource to. So I basically just outsourced it to this person, this company. They come in, they provide all the service, and I'm just there to sort of manage and negotiate. Sometimes if there wasn't a creative film being done, I would help with the live stream, but we leverage this as well as cellular bonding to provide high quality web streaming for weddings in places where there was no internet. We had one wedding that was in the middle of a botanical garden, and we had no Ethernet, no Wi-Fi. We had to bring a LiveView solo unit that allows you to connect to cellular signals. So we were able to broadcast from basically the middle of nowhere and to enhance a cellular signal or enhance an internet signal anywhere we were. So we had this unique capability of offering that, and I'll tell you the truth, after this is all said and done, we are surviving and thriving through the pandemic, but after it's all said and done, I'm not going to take away the micro wedding packages, and I'm not going to take away the live streaming, and I'm not going to stop chasing after those commercial jobs, because I've found a silver lining in all of this, and that's that there are new business opportunities out there in many different ways for my existing business, which pre-pandemic I thought was kind of stagnating. So this is how we're taking this, taking lemons and making lemonade out of this whole thing. So you do have to pivot. I've included some micro wedding packages in my Shutter Mag article to help you kind of organize and structure your offerings. And then you'll also see my live streaming packages in there as well. So I hope that helps you out. God bless you guys through pandemic. I hope you guys are surviving. I hope you come out on the other end stronger and better as a business. I'm Rob Adams for Shutter Mag. Talk to you soon.